now, baby.
All right, Dame, an interesting way to open the show, but I guess it's appropriate when you consider that the DNC wrapped up last week. And if you watched any of the virtual Democratic National Convention last week, in between, I don't know, snapping back to life from your DNC-induced coma, you were treated to this. A parade of losers that the DNC trotted out to try to make their case for creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. And I'm sure no matter what night you tuned in, you were left with that undeniable thought of, what even is that?
Exactly.
I mean, instead of being shown the positive policies that the Democrats stand for and try to get a nation to rally around, we got 4 crazy nights of bait and switch while the rewriting of history happened right before our eyes, along with more proof that President Donald Trump now owns even more real estate than before when you consider all the acreage he is now living in between the left and the right ears of the entire Democratic Party. Instead of, I don't know, Mar-a-Lago, he's now having his absentee ballot sent to the state of delusion called the Democrats that he comfortably resides in. It's called La Cabeza. As the virtual convention really showed, it sucked. Not only did it avoid any mention of their military wing and its exploits in the cities of, I don't know, Portland, Seattle, and Chicago.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Yeah, we also heard from 2 former presidents. One who has probably spent more time since he left office dressing up like this guy covered up in Vaseline on Epstein Island.
I've got it all. It's down in my boots.
Yeah.
I can feel it squishing between my toes.
Yeah, and the other who reminds us with his platitudes of why Donald Trump got elected in the first place.
Ask not what your country can do for you. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Live free or die.
Yeah.
And in conclusion, read my lips.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of what you got all last week. And we also saw a collection of speakers, many of whom ran and campaigned against their eventual winner. So let's remind you who they are, shall we? Hey, you remember Beto, Booker, and Warren?
Yeah.
Rejected.
How about Bloomberg, Yang, and Klobuchar?
Yeah.
Rejected.
And even finally his pick, after many weeks of waiting, the lovely Kamala Harris was, say it with me.
Rejected.
Yes,
rejected.
And now we have Mr. Bernie Sanders, the guy who I finally got a job where it's called supporting the guy I just spent the last year telling you can't trust. Smoking like a true communist, I guess, but it's Comrade Bernie, so what else do you expect?
Yeah.
But now the Democrats have made their choice, and this is the best they could come up with. A guy running for president leading the Democratic Party who will most likely resemble this guy if he ever gets elected president.
The nation is under attack.
Yeah.
Get me Homeland Security.
You mean Homeland Security?
And along with VP choice Kamala, who put so many weed smokers in jail, even Smokey and Craig almost decided to just start shooting heroin instead to avoid prison. So, as we march towards what promises to be an election day that could very well decide the fate of our nation forever, don't fall for the bizarro world alternative reality where they pump out, where everything they do, they blame on the other guy for doing it what they really did, but then make you try and believe that they didn't do it.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Keep an open mind, because the choice has never been more clear. Either you vote Democrat, which means you're a commie-loving, a hate America socialist, or you can jump on the Trump train, right, ladies, and vote red.
Make sure you vote red. R-E-D. Remove every Democrat.
All right, back to you, Damon. Let's enjoy this RNC convention.
All right.